Hi guys, and welcome back to the Dad Bod Garage. Today we have in the shop my 2010 Ford Taurus SHO, as you can see here. And today we are going to be looking at the rear park aid assist and cross traffic alert problems that I've been having lately. And I'll go ahead, I'll show you now exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so now you guys can see exactly what I'm seeing. Alright, so we're going to go through a couple little troubleshooting guides that I went through. I actually tried firing the parts cannon at this first, which did not work. So moving forward, I'm always going to recommend to do the proper diagnostics on your electrical systems and or control modules throughout the car before just buying parts and thinking that that's going to fix it. The problem was a little easier than I thought, and I'm hoping that this new part fixes it. So when you start the car, you get this bolt right here. Check the rear park aid. Okay. Now sometimes this will also say cross traffic system not working. Okay. So when you clear it, it does go away. But the problem is when I back up, my camera works just fine, right? But I have no cross system traffic alert, and I also lost my beeps backing up. Okay, so my first thought was, okay, I got a rear park aid sensor that has gone bad, probably one of them, right? So I go on Amazon and I order a 4-pack of sensors, and lo and behold, I get the whole rear bumper tore apart. I get it put back on, and it still doesn't work. So I figured, all right, something else has got to be going on. So what I did was I went and bought an emulator for the OBD2 port to forscan. Now, this gives you your DTCs. That's your troubleshooting codes that are stored in the PCM, okay, the power control module. So let's go ahead, let's get the computer fired up, and let's see what I figured out from there. There it is, ELM config, okay? Now we're using this in conjunction with forscan. So let's go ahead, we'll plug it in. It's gonna go right into the OBD2 port down here, all right? And the software will tell you what you want in high can or low can, okay? Now we're gonna open forscan, okay? Got a little bit of a glare there. We got forscan here in the corner, all right? I've already initiated the software. I've got my free trial, so my version of the software is good right now, and I've already tested this, so it's not gonna be like a day one starting from scratch, but I will make a video about that. Now, if I'm not mistaken, we have to go down here and select connect. Okay, please make sure the initial, okay, key is in on position. High speed can mode is in high speed if available, and I believe it is. Let me double check. Yes, okay, so we are in high speed can right now. Okay, it's checking, it's connecting. Yes, we already have a profile made for my Ford Taurus SHO. Okay. Yes, my adapter has high speed and medium speed. Okay, so we're going to put it in MS now. I'm not 100% sure what exactly that stands for, but it's reading all the modules right now, as you can see. Okay, and once it gets down, so we've got DTCs, okay, in the GEM module. We've got DTCs in the DDM, the DSM, RFA, SORD, SODR, and the PAM. So PAM, that's the one that we're concerned with right now, okay? That is the Park Assist module, and that is located on the package plate right back here, okay? So if we go up here to DTC and we go down to the PAM, okay, the park aid module. And so we have rear sounder park aid, okay, and the malfunction indicator is off for this DTC. It was present at the time of request, and it's in the rear parking aid module. So that module is giving us is storing the fault for the rear sounder. Now, I spoke to a couple people online in a couple forums, and one guy actually kind of pointed me in the direction that it does say rear sounder. So I'm assuming that there is a good chance that the just the speaker back there is broken. So, because it is a separate speaker, it's just a little sounder for the park aid. All right, which would make sense why the incoming traffic alert doesn't work either when you're backing out of a parking spot. So what I'm going to do is I want to see if those sensors are working. Okay, so I can go down here and I can set up a test or an oscilloscope for the PAM module, and you have to tell it what parameters to look for. Alright, let's get out of here if I can remember correctly. Okay, so we have to add what PIDs to look at. Alright, so we are going to be looking for the park aids in the back. Okay. Okay, we want to be in the PAM module. So left rear inner, left rear outer, right rear inner, right rear outer. Okay, so let's run those. Alright, so we should only have 4 now. Okay, there we go. Alright, so now they're all off, okay, or all down, so that last graph was a little funky. Okay, so let me get you where you guys can see this pretty good. Now, I'm gonna go walk around the back side of the car, and you'll see all 4 of these lines spike. Okay. Okay, so you see that? That's me walking right across all 4 sensors in the back, and then walking right back by them again on the way back and getting back in the car. So that's telling me all those sensors are working just fine. And you'll notice that we never got any audible for that. So what I think we're having a problem with here is an actual problem with the PAM module or the speaker itself. Now, the speaker was only like $12 on Amazon. So that was a great place to start, especially being on the package deck, being in Florida and how hot it is here. I would highly suspect that to burn up faster than an actual control module, but that's being very hopeful. Okay, so now what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead, we're going to find some information on the PAM module location itself and figure out how to get to it, how to get to the speaker and replace it. I've already got the replacement, so let's get right into it. Okay, so now armed with that information that we received from the forscan, using this emulator, we're going to go ahead and we're going to dive right into it. So I've already got the new speaker for the back. I'm going to switch to the GoPro, and that way you guys can have a first-person view on exactly what I'm doing to try to rectify this problem. So we're going to take a look-see at this package plate. I would assume it can't be too hard to come out. So let's go ahead and start by, I guess, folding these seats down. All right, and it looks like it's just these plastic clips. I got a tool for that. So let's get in here. Let's get all this folded down. All right, get the whole thing down. All right, now, all right, so let's get in here. These work great for getting these out. and not destroying them. Now I know they make better toolkits online for this, but we're just gonna go ahead and assume that this one's gonna work for now, because I am Dad Bod Garage and I am not rich. So a lot of this I'm trying to fix on a budget, because at some point I've taken it to the crawl in here. At some point I've taken it to the dealership and been quoted and realized that that's not in the budget. So if I could fix it for cheap, I'd much rather do that. So we just got to get up in here. We really don't even need the whole thing to come off. Oh man, look, there it is. Okay, and there's the speaker. All right, now you can see what's going on. All right, so there she is. Let's pop off the other clip here. All right, and it's got one plug. Looks like you just kind of push it down. Yeah, okay. So there she is. There she is, boys. I don't really typically like firing the parts cannon at stuff, but you know, I had a pretty good tip from a Ford tech, so I figured I would try it. It was only $12, and if it is this, then you know, we'll have a good fix for it, and I'll let everybody else know. So new speakers in. All right, so for the fun part, putting all this back together now. So for the part number for the part I replaced will be right there. Let me get into the camera. And it's 4L1Z15K864-A. And I got this off of Amazon. It was an Amazon part number. Looks like an OEM Ford package. OEM Ford part, so that's awesome. All we're going to do is we're going to pop these little pins back in. We'll pull this seat belt back through. There we go. Pull this back down. All that stuff. And for the Ford guys that have the rattling in the back because of the speakers making the package plate rattle, what I did to get rid of the rattling was, I'll show you here in just a second. I stuffed a rag under here, under the package plate, so that it wouldn't rattle against this rear sunshade, which is a huge common problem with this car. They reinforced it on the newer models so that it doesn't rattle, but unfortunately I was not lucky enough to get one of those. All right, and we're back together. Yes, my car is filthy, but maybe in another episode of Dad Bod Garage we will clean her up and give her a full detail. But let's go ahead and try out these changes and see if that helped our rear park aid issue that we're having. So you know what I'm not seeing here? I'm not seeing a park aid fault. Let's go ahead. We'll pull out of the garage and see if my backup tone works. That would be pretty cool if it does.
To your phone and is reminding you that 911 assistant is set to off.
Okay, we now have park aid on off. Let's see if when I get close to something I get a sound. Oh! Can you hear that? It works. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, so 2010 Taurus SHO. If you have a problem with the rear park aid monitor and your cross traffic system alert both stopping to work at the same time, and you don't have forscan, I would say it's a pretty safe bet that that little speaker back there, especially if you're in a hot climate, it could go out. If you can't tell, it's super hot here in sunny Florida, and we're trying to do this in the garage, and there's not a whole lot of room, but I'll get better at this filming thing. Just keep liking those videos, keep subscribing, and the more likes and subscribes I get, the more fun projects we'll do. In one of my next episodes, I'm going to be revealing the new car for the channel. I bought a wrecked car. I managed to scoop it up from an insurance company before they salvaged it. So it's actually a clean title, needs a whole bunch of parts, and we are going to be doing something really cool with this car. So keep following, like, subscribe if you like the content, and drop a line to the Dad Bod Garage if you want to see more. Thanks, guys. See ya.